Hello, welcome to everyone who is watching the Melanin Library channel. Wherever this day may have found you, I'm glad that you are here. My name is Chelsea. I'm the owner and founder, and this is a Melanin Awareness, a book review. It is actually both, because I am here to tell you about a book that I've read by a Black author that I think that you should know about, but it is also a review because I've actually read this book. And I want to make this disclaimer now. If you are just now joining the channel, I don't read books. I be telling y'all about stuff, but I don't be reading them. And I just need y'all to understand that that is who I am as a person. So when I actually do read the books, I want you guys to know about them, and I want to share my honest opinion with you. That being said, I'm also outside, which is a very unusual thing for me. So hopefully you guys like it, but I'm trying something new. It's 2025. We're pushing boundaries, okay? That being said, let's talk about this book, this one here. Love in 280 Characters or Less by Ravynn K. Stringfield. So a couple of disclaimers before I get into this. One, I actually do know Ravynn. We've been mutuals online for a very long time, and I met her in person when I went to Resist Booksellers to go get this book. So this is a completely unbiased review as far as it can be unbiased, okay? That being said, disclaimer number two, I am also an author, so my perspective is being shaped by that. I cannot help it. It is what it is. And the last disclaimer is that this is my honest opinion. No one else has any say in this, and I want you guys to understand where I'm coming from. So that being said, this book is absolutely one that you should put on your TBR if you like YA romance and you like books in epistolary format. I think that's how you say it. Epistolary? It's told in the format of blog posts, text messages, emails, and it has a very unique format that honestly I think Ravynn did extremely well. It's something that I have definitely seen before, but I don't think it has been utilized as well in as far as my personal experience goes. So this story follows Sid, who is 18. She just graduated high school and she is enrolled in her first year at CVU, which is Coastal Virginia University. She's in a new place, new school, new environment, new friends, and this story follows her journey through her first semester or first year. See, if I had the book in hand, which I did, I would be able to check that. But I sent it to my friend-in-law, so she has it right now because we're doing like a Sisterhood of the Traveling Books type thing. But I digress. It follows Sid during her first year and the ups and downs that come with that of meeting a new roommate, moving into a dorm, finding out where her classes are, making new friends, and figuring out what she wants to be, who she wants to be, and how she fits into this new world, this new environment, and who is this new adult version of herself. And honestly, the reason I suggest personally that it should go on your TBR is because, one, I don't see a whole lot of people talking about this book, and I feel like they definitely should, because one of the conversations that I personally, as an individual, see on my timeline a lot is how young adult books don't actually center young adults anymore. It caters to adults who like to read younger literature versus young adults who are actually in the genre and the genre is supposed to be targeted for. And by genre, I mean age range. Excuse me for, messing up the words. But that being said, Love in 280 Characters or Less actually is for young adults. I think it's perfect for that high schooler who is nervous or anxious about college and, they actually still read, right? And I also think it's perfect for that adult who had a good college experience, especially if they were shy or they were in a new environment on their own or they did have to figure things out. I think that this book has a very wide audience, and that if you were familiar with the feeling of Twitter when it was still Twitter in 2018 and the cultural movement that was, especially if you were on social media in college, this is also a story that you can connect with. One of the things that I really, really, really loved about this book that I really have to give Ravynn her props for is that this book has such strong character voice. Sid is the type of character where she feels like an 18-year-old figuring things out and being kind of messy and falling in love and trying to figure out friendships and everything else. She doesn't feel like an adult woman cosplaying as a teenager. She feels like a teenager who exists somewhere on some college campus trying to figure things out. And when it comes to writing strong characters, I feel like that's something that I personally don't see a whole lot in the books that I've been picking up in recent years. So I definitely want to give a shout out to that. And I also want to give a shout out to this book for being the appropriate length. I feel like the pacing of this book was spot on. And that's something else that I feel like I've been seeing authors struggle with, in recent years, especially in the YA age range, as far as introducing the characters, introducing to us what this journey is going to be, and then taking us on that journey in such a way that we feel like we are invested the entire time. So the book starts off with literally the day before Stid moves into her dorm on campus, and then we're in the thick of it with her, and we're navigating this first year with her, and it's meaningful. Every single thing that goes into the story is meaningful, and as you read it, I guess maybe this is just an author in me, but I could appreciate the fact that everything was added with intention. Nothing felt extraneous. Nothing felt like, man, you could have cut this out and saved us about 200 pages. So I have to give it props for that. And honestly, it was just a fun story, you guys. And I feel like that's another thing that I personally would love to see more of. I feel like somewhere along the line, books have, especially from Black authors, have lost the entertainment value. And that's not to say that they're not entertaining. I'm not trying to be controversial here. Hear me out. What I'm saying is that books, first and foremost, should be entertaining. And I understand that some books teach us things. I understand that some books touch on important topics. I understand that there are tropes and things that as authors we play into. But I feel like somewhere along the line, we've gotten so deep into marketing books as tropes and vibes. And this is including certain things that it's not fun anymore. And what I loved about Love in 280 Characters or Less is that it was fun. I enjoyed reading Stid. I enjoyed her being messy. I definitely had moments where I was just like, girl, if you do not get yourself together and go talk to these men. It was crazy. It was a ride. It was a journey. And it is a book that I sent to my friend because she also likes to read romance, and hopefully she'll read it and enjoy it. And I'll get the book back with all of her notes and sticky notes because TikTok has influenced me. So I'll let you guys know how that goes if the book ever returns to me. But that being said, I'm not going to continue to ramble about this book. I will say again, if you are into YA romance, if you like easy reads, and this really kind of felt like a summer read, like, man, I remember that summer before college, and I remember this. It's very nostalgic. That is the word. This book is extremely nostalgic if you have been to college. And I think it is a good representation of what college is, because also an important thing. And I don't know if the person I'm directing this comment to will see this video, but Stid goes to class. And her going to class is meaningful throughout the book. So it's not something where it's just like, oh, it's in there because she's in college. It's in there because it's shaping who she's becoming as a person. And it's a great coming of age story. So that being what it is, if you guys have watched this, please let me know. 1, if you've picked up this book. 2, if you haven't, is it going on your TBR? Will you pick it up? And 3, how do you feel about the current state of young adult books? And just, I'll say even books as a whole. Do you still find them entertaining? Do you still find the craft of the books to be at the level that they need to be at? Let's have a respectful conversation down in the comments. And if you haven't already, please go ahead and tap that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notifications so you don't miss when we upload new videos, which I ain't gonna lie, it's gonna be completely sporadic and depending on how I feel. But I do want to let you guys know that as of recording this, we do have the DNF book club coming up, and we are reading this book, Outdrawn by Deanna Gray. And if you join our membership, then you get access to the community, the writing sprints. You also get access to our discussion for the DNF book club, where we have honest discussions about these books in a safe place with other Black readers and authors. So get into it. That being said, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.